I think Storm is done though, so he really needs to watch that. Tana doing a good job there, taking out most of the Zealots. I don't think he lost anything really there. A couple of Marines, not a whole lot. Looks like he's gonna drop into the main. Ark's warping in on the low ground. Oh, take out the pylons. If he takes out the pylons, Ark's pretty crippled. Storm, man, Storm. I know he's watching his main base and he's worried about that, but need to move, need to move. Titan takes out a gateway. Looks like he's going to take out 2 pylons. Still hasn't supply blocked him yet, but he's going to take out his production here pretty quick. And if I were Titan, I would probably get out. I think you did the damage you need to, but he stays in, he's going to lose everything there. But, I mean, either way, he did really good there. He took out a gate, took out 2 pylons. Not bad. Ark feels like he's okay, though. He's going to drop a Nexus. I agree with that. Titan has a command center ready. But, I mean, you know, Titan's ahead on supply here. Because he was producing on his way, so... I don't think Ark took it too bad, but I mean, yeah, probably could have gone better. So I kind of feel like an observer would have helped a lot to know positioning wise. He could have had one parked over here, you know, whatever. Tan is moving out here again, and Ark doesn't know that this is coming, so he does have a forward pylon here. So I'd like to see him warp in some Zealots and just send them in to maybe distract Titan or something. Does Titan salvage those bunkers? No, but he does have a small force up front. So, I mean, he should be okay. Alright, now Titan is going to see this Nexus. He's probably going to focus it down right here. I don't know if we're going to see it cancel. He should. He does cancel it. That's good. Takes out a pylon and he's going to get out. Oh, maybe not. Gotta be careful here. You're picking off Zealots, but you can easily lose all this if you aren't careful and get a Storm. Storm, feedback, Storm, Storm. Very nice feedbacks. And Titan does have 2-2 on the way. Yeah, I mean, these Zealots are 2-2 against 1-1, but, you know, not sure if the strategy remains the same with Terran versus Protoss, but like Zerg and Protoss, you pretty much just want to trade as often as you can to keep Protoss from maxing. So I mean, if that's the strategy that Titan's going with, it's fine. The only thing here is Titan's gonna get caught right here. He's got these Archons. He's gonna lose a lot of SCVs here. See, I don't like this running into the... I don't like the Zealots. He ran him into a choke. And that's a lot of DPS. And now he's running them back out. I like that he turned around there and didn't force the issue. He would have lost all of that. He does restart the Nexus. Titan did get his command center. Fine, he did lose a lot of SCVs there, so... You know... We'll see. I mean, I'm curious here now. Ark does have the supply advantage here, and he's double expanding. Not sure I like this. I kind of feel like he needs to suppress the advantage here, and you know, he's investing a lot of minerals in this right now. I mean, he does have the probe count, but you know, he's not going to keep up an army supply, I don't think. I mean, he's ahead, but like I said, he's investing a lot in it, so we'll see. Titan with the ninja expand, actually, too, so they're both double expanding. Interesting. Sensor towers are good. I think that pylon is just out of range, though. It is, and Titan still hasn't seen it. Titan does a 2-2 finish. Looks like he's going to go for 3 attack. Let's see if he does 3 armor as well. Titan does scan. He's going to see his army. He's going to see this Nexus.
Ready for dust off.
How many gates is Arc on here? It's 9 gates. Now, one thing I am curious about is if he knows that he's heavy bio, he could easily have gotten some Colossus. I don't think he ever put one of those up here. Todden also, I think I saw him put a Ghost Academy up, but... Let's double check here. Yeah, he does. But I don't think he has any ghosts. Ghosts are very good for not only for sniping High Templar and you know, just EMP, period. I mean, that'll just turn these zealots, you know, like, no shields, no nothing. Oh no, Arc's gonna chase here. See, and I don't know, don't fight through this choke, yes, take out the rocks, take out the rocks. He's gonna lose a lot of zealots trying to take out these rocks, though. Storm, 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 storm. Still got a couple of storms. Yeah, Todden's gonna clean this up here, kiting it. He just lost way too many zealots in that choke, I think, right there. I mean, he does have the upgrade. He had the upgrade advantage, I believe. Yeah, he did. Yeah, but Arc just... he doesn't have the money to do anything. I just feel like that was a bad engagement. Honestly, I feel like that was a bad engagement. I think he should have attacked with some zealots or something like that with this pylon over here, just to try and split Todden's forces, and then he can press up. Again, Robo, why no Robo? Like, I just think like observers are really, really great. I mean, they're stealth. You know, granted, yeah, you can scan late game, pick them off, you know, whatever, but just have a couple around the map, you can see what's going on here. Now, one thing I did miss, looks like I totally missed this, was Todden took out his natural with a drop, and I totally did not see that, so apologize for that. Let me see, actually, if I can find it, and we'll go back to it. Just want to see how much he did here. This is the hard part when you're casting alone, you don't actually get to see everything. Let's speed it up here. See if we can find the medevac coming out. Okay, here it comes. Oh, all Marauders. I wonder if Arc even reacted to this here. This may have been what actually made Arc decide to go in, because his units were all out of position. I don't know that he could have warped in. If he had warp ins, he should have, but I think he just didn't think he could do anything about it. But he loses all these probes, he's going to lose this Nexus. Granted, there's not a lot of mineral patches here, but that hurt. You know, then Arc went in. I just feel like this engagement right here was like really key. He had all of these storms. I mean, he did get a couple of good storms off. Todden did dodge a lot of them. Then he morphs these Archons. He loses 2 more High Templar here. Kind of feel like Arc didn't need to chase here. He could have just gone back. I mean, Todden's forces are low. Most of his medevacs had been killed from feedback from before. He only had 2. I don't know that Todden would have chased in there. But the thing is, he still had this to worry about in his base, so... Either way, it was a good game. I kind of felt like it was pretty even. I don't know, Arc. I think Arc could have taken that, but I feel like that engagement just didn't go very well, so... Let's go ahead and jump into the next game here. See if these guys are yelling at me in chat. Yeah, I did go back and I saw that drop, but yeah, I did miss it. See, it's part of the hard part of casting alone. You don't actually get to see everything. It's hard to pay attention to it. Go ahead and jump into game 2 here. Not gonna wait. Alright, so here we go, game 2. Alright. We got Todden over here just coming off his win. You know, again, I feel like it was just an engagement, but Todden had the better engagement, had the drop, got the advantage, took game 1. It's a very good game. And over here we have Arc. Arc just coming off the loss. I still kind of feel like he could have won then. I think maybe he knows that too. Hopefully he'll have a plan so he can even it up here. Yeah, not a whole lot to say there. I'm just wondering, you know, what's going to be different, or if they're going to go with the same thing. You know, again, maybe I'm just harping on this Robo thing too much, and maybe it's not that common in turn versus Protoss, but I would just think it's a Robo for observers, you know, eventually working up to Colossus, unless he thought that Tottenham was expecting that and would have Vikings, but, you know, the only thing he ever saw was Medivacs. He never saw a Viking. You know, and then the other thing too is if he had the obs, he would have known if he had the starports and whatnot up. And I think Tottenham only had 1 or 2, you know, turrets up, so... Anyway, what's done is done. When you're in the game, it's a whole different story. When you're watching, you know, you get to watch the game. Tottenham's going to scout here. And looks like he's going to scout him last. Let's see. So a couple things about this base. Or I'm sorry, about this map. Is the third's a little further away. It's a little harder to hold just because of destructible rocks here, so I mean, it's not that you can't have a good macro game, but I mean, there's no easy third for anybody, mostly. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Also, once they kind of scout each other out, it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. I kind of feel like drops are really good for this. I've also seen, now granted, this is a Terran, this is Tottenham here, but I've seen Terran, and I've had this on the ladder, where they'll siege up tanks on this side. And then, you know, they'll drop Marines on your main and start taking off your gas, and if you start dropping buildings here or something like that, you can take it out. So, I mean, Tannen could do something similar. You know, you drop some tanks here, siege up, you know, whatever. It's pretty annoying. I don't know that it'll actually kill you. Just because there's not a whole lot they can take out, really. But it's just something there. Now, Tannen is going to try and wall off here. The probe did get in. He's not going to see anything vastly different, except, you know, he did take a gas, so, I mean, I guess that does tell him something that Tottenham's going to be teching here, so. Arc kind of doing the same thing, does get a second gas right now, which I think is a little earlier than he did last game, so we're going to see something different from each one of them. Cybernetics core finished, warp gate getting chronoed immediately. Tottenham is cutting harvesters though, so interesting. That, or I'm just not accounting for chrono boost, which is possible. Okay, now I saw Tottenham do this in a different game with the Reaper, so I'm guessing Reaper expand. The thing is, we'll see if this probe is going to stay alive long enough to see it. Tottenham's Marine doesn't actually do anything with the probe. Probe's checking for commands, and let's see if he sees this Reaper. Because I think that's kind of important to know. Oh, he doesn't actually see it. Okay, the Reaper heads out. So we'll see. Let's follow this Reaper and see what happens here. He is researching stim, so I mean he's trying to get an attack. He's probably going to go in stim finishes. Or it may depend really heavily on what he does with this Reaper. I want to see what he does with this Reaper, so. Let's look at Arc real quick. What has he got going on? He's got a Stalker out, so I mean he's going to be able to deal with the Reaper, but the Reaper's going to give him a good scout as to what's going on in the base. So I'm curious to see if he's going to go in now or wait. Come on, Todd, do it. Oh, I'm sure we'll see it here in a second. Ton was really supply blocked there, but looks like he's okay now. Behind on harvesters again could be just chrono boosting probes, unless Tana's just straight up cutting them, but it doesn't look like he is. Second command center down, so he's gonna get that turn into an orbital, and he'll be all right. I mean, any deficit that he has in harvesters, that'll get made up pretty quick. Double producing them. Arc does have his Nexus down. Okay, now we got some Reaper going in. So let's see if he can take out some probes here. Now he's targeting down the probes on gas. I like this.